Hello students, welcome to science class. Lesson number 10, Respiration in organism, part 4. So let's revise what we have learned in previous videos. So we have learned about respiration, aerobic respiration, anaerobic respiration, then breathing, mechanism of breathing, breathing rate, how do we breathe, and also here once again I am telling you mechanism of breathing. Mechanism of breathing. So first of all, normally we take in air through our nostrils. So when we inhale air, it passes through our nostrils into the nasal cavity, and from nasal cavity again it reaches to the lungs. It reaches to the lung through the windpipe or trachea. So in lungs, chest cavity is present. Chest cavity means hollow place. So this cavity is surrounded by the ribs. So one large muscular sheet also there. This is called diaphragm, and this forms the floor of the chest cavity. In chest cavity, that floor, one muscular sheet is there. This is called diaphragm. So breathing involves two things, inhalation and exhalation. So breathing involves the movement of the diaphragm and the rib cage. So during inhalation, what we do, that we inhale air. So when we inhale air, ribs move up and outward. So because of that, diaphragm moves down because of the pressure of the air, and this movement increase space in our chest cavity. After that, air rushes into the lungs. Now lungs get filled with the air. Now during exhalation, what we do, we exhale, give out air from our body. So that time rib moves down and inwards, and diaphragm also moves up. That's why what will happen, air rushes out from your body, out from your lungs, and because of that, lungs reduce the size of the chest cavity and air pushes out. After that, breathing again I told you that inhalation and exhalation. So gases moves in and out of the body. So what is breathing? Breathing, it means the process where by air or by gases we can say move in and out of the body. It means that inhalation and exhalation. So inspiration and expiration also we can say that. So when you inhale air, rib cage expand as rib muscles contract. So when you inhale air, your rib muscles will contract, and because of that rib cage expand. And when air give pressure to your lung, so when pressure in lungs decreases, the air rushes in, and because of that diaphragm also contract and moves down. And what will happen during exhalation? So when you exhale air, again that your rib muscles will relax, and when your rib muscles relax, rib cage gets smaller. So when pressure in lungs increases, when air rushes out, pressure in lungs increases and air pushed out, and after that diaphragm also relaxes and moves up. It means diaphragm comes in its initial position, we can say. So what do we breathe out? Just we know that we breathe in oxygen and breathe out carbon dioxide. So what do we breathe out? First, in oxygen we'll see that in inhaled air, you know that contents of oxygen in air is 21%. It means in inhaled air more oxygen than exhaled air. Oxygen is more than in exhaled air, and in exhaled air contain only 16% oxygen. It means less oxygen than inhaled air. In inhaled air 21% oxygen is there, and in exhaled air 16% oxygen is there. Now what about carbon dioxide? So carbon dioxide also, when in inhaled air 0.03% carbon dioxide is there, and when you exhale air, so in exhaled air 4% carbon dioxide is there. It means we can say less carbon dioxide in inhaled air and more carbon dioxide in exhaled air. Now water vapor. So water vapor, in inhaled air less water vapor is there, and in exhaled air more water vapor is there. So these are the content: oxygen 21% in inhaled air and 16% in exhaled air, carbon dioxide 0.03% in inhaled air and 4% in exhaled air. Then water vapor, less water vapor is there in inhaled air and more water vapor is there in exhaled air. So now one more thing I am telling you, breathing underwater. You know that fish always live in water, so how can fish breathe? Because generally we know that we breathe oxygen present in air, but in underwater how can we breathe? So one question is there, can we breathe and survive in water? But many organisms which live in water, how do they breathe underwater? You know that fish have gills. With the help of gills, fish use oxygen dissolved in water. So gills are projections help in breathing. Gills are well supplied with blood vessels. It means in gills blood vessels are there for exchange of gases. So when fish inhale, while inhaling, oxygen rich water is forced into the gill opening. So that gill opening suck water, oxygen rich water in. That time that fish mouth open and gill cover also closed. And while exhaling, oxygen deficient water we can say, or carbon dioxide rich water leaves from the gills. It means it is pushed out. Now that time mouth closed and gill cover also open. So that time what will happen, from open gill cover, that carbon dioxide rich water pushed out. So this way fish also breathe underwater with the help of their gills. Now respiration in cockroach. So what you think, do they all organisms have lungs like those human beings? So first we'll see about cockroach. Cockroach has a small opening on the sides of its body. Here look closely to the picture. So other insects also have that similar opening, and this opening is called spiracles. Look closely to the picture, spiracle. And mostly the cockroach have a network of air tubes called trachea. This is tracheal trunk also there for gas exchange. So oxygen rich air rushes through the spiracle into the tracheal tube. From spiracles it rushes to the tracheal tube or tracheal trunk we can say. Now this air diffuses into the body tissues, and oxygen rich air reaches every cell of the body of the cockroach Then similarly that reverse position only, carbon dioxide from the cells goes into the first tracheal tubes or tracheal trunk and moves out through the spiracles. So these air tubes or tracheal are found only in insect and not in any other group of animal. It means when oxygen rich air rushes to the spiracle and through spiracle it passes to the tracheal trunk or tracheal tube, and from tracheal tube it goes to the all cells of the body of the cockroach. And similarly same way carbon dioxide again from all cells, carbon dioxide will go to the tracheal trunk and through this tracheal trunk again it go to the spiracle, and from spiracle it goes again into environment. So now respiration in earthworm. First of all, respiratory system means here in earthworm skin respiration is there, you can say that. Example, many worms are there. So this can survive only in water or in damp earth also. Earthworm can survive in water or in damp earth also. So in that earthworm we can say gas is exchanged through the moist skin into tiny capillaries. So you have learned in chapter 9 also that earthworms breathe through their skin. First of all, the skin of the earthworm feel moist and slimy on touching. Have you ever touched earthworm? So you feel the skin of earthworm feel moist and slimy on touching. So gases can easily pass through them. Through frogs have a pair of lungs like human beings. They can also breathe through air, their skin which is moist and slippery. So it means that here in earthworm exchange of gases take place in its skin only. It means the skin of earthworm feels moist and slimy, so gases can easily pass through its skin. So why? Because earthworms survive only in water or sometimes in damp earth also, and gases is exchanged through the moist skin into tiny capillaries. So network of blood vessels and capillaries lying beneath the skin only, so that gases can easily pass through its skin. Now similarly that carbon dioxide also diffuses out through its skin and oxygen diffuses in through its skin. So have you think, do plants also respire? Yes, because plants also are living thing. So like other organism, plants also respire for their survival. They also take in oxygen from the air and give out carbon dioxide. So in the cells, oxygen is used to break down glucose into carbon dioxide and water as in other organisms. In other organisms also same. They take in oxygen and use this oxygen to break down glucose into carbon dioxide and water. So in plants also same. Each part can independently take in oxygen from the air and give out carbon dioxide. Not same as other organism, but in plant what will happen? Each part of the plant can independently breathe, take in oxygen from the air and give out carbon dioxide. So like all other living cells of the plant, the root cells also need oxygen to generate energy, but root cells always under the soil. So roots take up air from the air spaces present between the soil particles. So in this chapter you have learned that respiration is a vital biological process and all living organisms need to respire to get the energy needed for their survival. So students, in next video again I will explain some key words, key points or quick recap of the lesson respiration in organism. Till then, go through the video twice for better understanding, and still if you have any doubt, any query, you can write in comment box. We'll meet you soon. Thank you.